my story. I've always dreamed of being a mom, and I found out at 39 that due to a low AMH or hormone levels, I guess basically that I had a 5 to 10% chance of getting pregnant with IVF with my own eggs. So, but a 55 to 60% chance with donor eggs. So as a single woman, I had already decided to use a sperm donor and had tried one IUI and one round of IVF with my own eggs with no success. So I then ventured into the world of choosing an egg donor. Like my sister said, it was like online dating, but so much more. You have to consider each potential donor's family medical history, as well as see photos and biographies. I finally found one that I felt resonated with me, only to be told that there were no lots left from that donor. Luckily, a short time later, I was contacted and told that there was one lot remaining, so I jumped at it and purchased the 7 frozen eggs. They were then sent to Mount Sinai, where they used ICSI, which is a procedure to inject one sperm into each egg of the 6 eggs that survived the thawing process. They then had to incubate for about 5 days to see how many embryos would develop. On the day of my scheduled transfer, there was only one viable embryo, and they said there would be a couple more that may be viable in another day or two. So I had my transfer done that day. The next day, I got a call that one more embryo had developed to the point of being able to be frozen. So aside from some heartburn and sciatica pain near the end, it was a pretty uneventful pregnancy with the transfer. Apparently the baby liked being warm and cozy in there, as she did not want to come out. I was followed by the midwives and Dr. Maskins locally because of my advanced maternal age and the fact that I was an IVF pregnancy. Maskins said that if I hadn't gone into labor by my due date of August 23rd, he wanted to induce. So on August 23rd, I went to the hospital to start pre-induction. They did Cervidil that day, and I began having what I thought were fairly strong contractions that night and returned to the hospital in the wee hours. I was checked the next day. There was nothing happening, so they tried prostaglandin gel with unfortunately the same result. Then they also tried a Foley catheter, which was incredibly painful and took 2 or 3 tries to get it inserted. By Friday morning, I was admitted, put on Pitocin, which started things moving. But then by that evening, they were short nurses and there were several other women further along than me, so they stopped my Pitocin, which seemed to stall my progress. I was given an epidural by Saturday morning and couldn't seem to get past 3 centimeters. Even with, again, very strong contractions. I had the epidural, so I couldn't really feel them, but they could tell by the screen that they were amazed that I wasn't feeling them more. I guess they were pretty strong contractions, and I was riding them out pretty well. By late afternoon, it was decided that C-section would be my best option, and at about 5:32, I was introduced to my Eleanor Agnes. It took a few days for my milk to come in, and she lost a full pound by the Tuesday, so I had to end up supplementing with formula in the hospital. The milk finally came in Wednesday morning, and we were discharged at noon. I thought breastfeeding was going well, but by about 5 or 6 months, I was dealing with very sore, cracked nipples. At 7 months, I had an appointment with the Jack Newman Breastfeeding Clinic in Toronto, where they diagnosed us with a slow flow and I was prescribed domperidone. That was a game changer. It healed things up, and we continued our nursing relationship until Ellie was about 23 months. Then we only stopped so that I could begin using estrogen and progesterone in the hopes of getting pregnant again with the frozen embryo that was waiting in Toronto. And then that frozen embryo became Miss Evelyn. So I was very lucky. 2 embryos, 1 fresh, 1 frozen. Success, first try with both.
That's amazing. Wow, that is quite the story. Yeah. My goodness. Did you have answer number 2 about why your Mom Bod rocks?
I did.
All right. Whenever you're ready, we will for that.
Okay.
Okay. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. So my Mom Bod, I think, rocks because even though I wasn't able to conceived naturally. It was able to successfully grow 2 healthy pregnancies and allow me to nurse Ellie for 23 months and Evelyn 19 months and counting. It also survived 2 C-sections, 1 emergency, and 1 scheduled. But yeah, so I'm proud of the fact that my body could do all of that, even if it couldn't get pregnant the way it's supposed to. But I still a mom.